So
So
Kalyan,
who's first?
let me begin. Maybe my last name will probably put me in top in the list. Or
Okay, yeah, fine, fair enough. Okay, Prashant Bajaj.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
Bajaj first.
yeah.
Go ahead.
So Kalyan, this was definitely a very complex subject. So I mean, after coming from a agile background, so having gaining that understanding that how this can be applied, how agile could be applied to the whole program or even to the whole enterprise. So I was expecting this to be a very complex topic, and then it was complex topic. But you and Anand like made sure that we get to it, right? We get to the theory, we get to the practice. We also uh, I mean, we also get some tips how from the real world what you have applied can be replicated by us, right? You gave us some understanding about the examination also. So I mean, in India, we are more worried about that. I hope that culture changes in the future, but
Very true.
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
so
Prashant, you're
yeah,
so
so
right
that's
about
why I
it.
was saying that Kalyan, we have to. I mean, I like that word from your side that we have to acquire the knowledge, not just pass the exam. So acquire the knowledge and implement in our real world. So thank you very much, Kalyan, for the
Thank
Kalyan and
you.
Anand for putting up this great training for all of us. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you, Prashant. And who's going next? First name, last name, whatever it is. Yeah, okay.
First name,
Go ahead.
okay. So yeah, Bhattacharya. So,
Okay. So last name, alphabetical order. Okay, right?
yeah, Bajaj after
Go
that.
ahead.
Yeah, it's really an effective one actually. So basically a very typical tough and huge and syllabus. Like there is a huge volume, and so it's more of like rather than going to theoretical and studying on silo, we have come across such a nice session that we have got it simplified way of like hands-on and workshops and discussion, doubt clearance and all these things. So it's up to the expectation, I should say, and it's very nicely handled. And thanks, big thanks to Kalyan and Anand for this. Yes,
Thank you
and
so much.
yeah, and the guidance towards the exam is also very valuable. And hope, fingers crossed, we should get it through and get us
All the
certified.
best. Yeah, all the best, Sandeep. Okay.
Thanks. No problem.
Who's
Thanks.
next?
I guess that's me, right? P.
Yeah.
And okay.
Yes. Yes, please. Yeah.
So yeah, thank you, Kalyanji and Anandji for composing this training session very well.
I
Thanks a
think
lot for that.
they should definitely go on the social media, right?
Exactly.
You have a new name. There's a new Jodi in the market
The
now.
one,
Good.
yeah, is a new Jodi.
Some bang also.
Uh,
Music also came back.
uh, the overall content was so exhaustive, but you made it like very easy to understand. Though being from an agile and the little bit scattered way of a scaled version of it, I could now make it a systematic understanding in my mind, and definitely I'll try to uh, make the exam scored better so that at least I can contribute to my organization as well as to my life in a better way. Thank you, Kalyanji and Anandji, both.
Thank you, Nilesh. Yeah, that was amazing to quote. I didn't realize this as well. Yeah, great. Thank you. Who's next? It's Ram. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go next. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So yeah, thank you, Kalyan and Anand, for the 2 days of full rigorous informative training given so far, and also thank you for your tips for the exam and after the training support which you said you will be providing those as well. So thanks a lot for all those. And being I have done my PSM already, so moving from there to scaled agile is like it looks like it's a bit different compared to what we do in a normal Scrum and Scrum of Scrum. So it's like nice journey to move from here to there, and hope we do the exams well and proceed our journey in scaled agile. Yeah, thanks a lot.
Absolutely. You're welcome. Thank you so much, Dinesh, and all the best.
Yeah, thank you.
Who's next? Yeah. Mr. Deepankar Saha. Yeah.
Yep. So first of all, I mean, as everyone said, that it's quite a exhaustive topic. So to be very frank, I was feeling sleepy today when Anand was taking that session. So
LPS.
anyways, uh, but I think it's something new which I mean, even I have done PSM 2 and PSPO 2 I have done. So at least I know the basics of Scrum, but it is something quite different. I mean, scaling, and that too, as you said yesterday, that business agility is the topic, not just doing Scrum at team level. So at the organization level, how we are being agile and how we are putting the customer at the center. So that is I think the main area of focus in SAFe. So that is something very interesting. So and both of you were fantastic. I think the energy both of you displayed as you said, you have taken more than 20 trainings in this lockdown, and still you are the same. I mean, you are having that level of energy. So that is something very, very good, I think. So I think I would like to thank you for all the effort, and let's see, I mean, how we carry this knowledge in our organization and how we improve ourselves and the organization. Let's see.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And that 20 was only SAFe counter. I didn't talk about the other trainings that I've done. Yeah, okay. Suhail,
Right, it's my turn now.
Yes.
So, as I mentioned yesterday in the morning, this is my stepping stone into my hopefully the new innings. And one of the things that Anand brought up was that I have a long way to go. But as part of this training program for the 2 days, I really appreciate that both of you, both the trainers, instructors have taken me along quite well. I have no agile background. I have no knowledge of a lot of things that was spoken of over here, but then I have learned along with the other trainees, and it has been the most interesting journey actually has been for me, wherein I've come from zero knowledge and I have gained so much over here. So the credit goes to the two trainers as well as the rest of the trainees, wherein I throughout felt encouraged. Important aspects about the training were the examples and the anecdotes that you came up with. Both yourself and Anand, they were stupendous. I could really relate. It's very easy to relate once you have good examples. That's a very important part of the training. The two trainee part system, I'm not sure if everyone, other trainers or other academies follow this two trainee system or not. It is it is something that keeps the interest on. It tries to keep people on. So it's a very innovative way. I think it's you've done a fantastic job there. And there's one thing that I wanted to submit regarding the when we are going through the PI planning proper. When you're looking at the story, the estimation, everything, there's so much in the slides and the worksheets. To that extent, I correct me if I'm wrong, these are slides which have been supplied by Scaled Agile and you just have to run through them. Yeah. Yes. So I felt the slides were to an extent plain vanilla. They need some more, innovation into them in terms of animations and such like things, wherein the switching is not too much. So that somebody like me, it's easier for me to understand. Probably it was not so difficult for maybe Praveen or Prashant to follow up. But if somebody like me is being allowed to be a part of this training, then probably it will be easier if the slides explain better.
Sure.
Yeah, rather than shifting into the what it was actually what you are doing that was becoming more relevant to the training than what is there in the slides, and that was something very important I felt. Other than that, it has been a great journey. I'd love to stay connected with everyone and learn throughout. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. All the best on your new venture and experiment that you're doing with your life in taking a new stride altogether completely.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you and welcome. And Mr. Praveen?
Yeah, so finally, yeah, it was good to hear the music of SAFe from the well composers Kalyan ji and Anand ji. I'm just repeating what Nilesh said. Yeah. And in fact, it was really good to see that you are emphasizing on the value of SAFe in terms of lean, agile, and DevOps being together and taking out the best practices. Otherwise, I mean, some of the misconceptions that I had because of by the past experiences, I think those are kind of cleared out, saying that no, it is not just Scrum of Scrums, or it is just not agile, or it's not just one way of looking at one process point of view. It's all about how do you do that in a business sense. So it's all about how do you implement your business better. So definitely that continuous learning has been a primary takeaway for me. Definitely some of the things which I have heard, those came live, like feature toggle. I have been listening and hearing that, but it's a real concept. So it's there as part of SAFe. So people were using it loosely. Yeah. So some of the things definitely are really good, kind of an eye opener for me. So yeah, a good learning, and thanks a lot for emphasizing on those key points.
Absolutely. Thank you. Our pleasure. And I think it's been a wonderful batch with so much of experience coming from diverse background, so the kind of questions that were also coming were also making us more interesting and, prompting us to talk even more than and share more with all of you. I think I really commend and appreciate all the questions that all of you have asked, and the patience that you've all carried, so it's absolutely great that on day 2 you're all still sitting strong and talking, and you're not fallen down asleep, right? So that's really commendable, and great job all of you, and keep this momentum. And I think certification is just a matter of time, and you will go through it just like that in a week's time, and practice it, and then you will be really feeling the benefit of what SAFe is actually. Like I said, try it out before you comment or inspect and adapt from there. Okay, so don't start commenting, but start trying. That's where I would again re-emphasize myself while I tell you this. Okay, so all of the concepts, whatever level we have spoken, be it Scrum, Kanban, or at scaled agile level, or DevOps, or whatever we have spoken, everything I would recommend you to try out first at whatever scale you can. Okay, and see why it's working or why it's not working, and then inspect and adapt from there. Please remember this. I think this is the biggest takeaway for you probably from any training that you go and attend, either here or anywhere, right? So please remember that. Okay, and all the best for your exams. I'm going to be creating the WhatsApp group just as soon as we are done with this call. So we'll all stay connected. Please keep, and stay in touch even after the course and exam as well, is my request. And of course, we'll keep, if you're staying connected on LinkedIn, the advantage would be we keep posting things which are newly coming in the market. Like, for example, I hear a great article from a trainer, say some other trainer posted somewhere, and I would have probably shared it on LinkedIn. I don't do that on WhatsApp typically because it kind of becomes too much overload on your phone. I don't do that. So WhatsApp, I only stay in touch. Maybe once in a year, I'll probably ping you in WhatsApp sometimes, if at all I do. Okay. And otherwise, usually I don't ping too much on WhatsApp. Otherwise, I respond to questions, but I don't ping new content into WhatsApp generally. I'm not a forwarder. I don't do that. And whereas in LinkedIn, we will share those kind of contents. That is one. Second thing is, I work with Zebia. You probably know that because I have it here, background, everything, right? So, and our company hosts a lot of things. We release a magazine on a quarterly basis. We have our newsletters. We have webinars which are happening, and we also do conferences and meetups. So all of these notifications will also keep coming, and many of these are free. Just register and attend kind of stuff, right? Like except for the conference, which was probably charged at a nominal rate. When I say nominal rate, it was like hardly $10 for 2-day event, with all international speakers and the best of the besties that were there. So it was like hardly anything, absolutely not even the cost for what we were hosting it for, right? We didn't even charge you the hosting cost as well, if you ask me. So that's the level at nominal cost. If at all it is there, also it will be there. So I would recommend you to stay in touch, utilize all that benefits so that you're able to continuously stay current to the relevant knowledge that is coming and happening in the market as well. Okay, because agile is a field where everything is agile. Remember, okay, it's a VUCA world and everything is agile. So yeah, and stay in touch and keep learning and keep training and encouraging others to learn and keep spreading the knowledge. That's what I would recommend all of you to do, and that will help you stay knowledgeable, right, at the end of the day. So keep doing that, and feel free to call me also. But if you want to talk, the best way to reach me is either ping me on LinkedIn and tell me, okay, can we decide a time to talk, or ping me on WhatsApp and ask me, hey Kalyan, let me know when we can talk, and I'll probably call you or ping you and we can talk then. Okay, so I'll surely respond the same day most of the times, unless you respond to me like after 8 or 9 o'clock in the evening, then maybe next day morning. But still you will hear at 5 or 6:30. Before 6 o'clock you will hear from me. So it's like immediate response will be there. So no worries. Stay in touch and prepare well. All the best for your exams. Remember the cutoff mark that I told you for your test and practice exams, and ensure you get that before you go for the final exams. All the best. Stay in touch. Stay safe. Be safe. Practice safe.
Right.
Yeah. Take care. Bye-bye.
I think
Thank
we'll
you.
send the
Thank you.
invite to the LinkedIn.
Final word, I'm so sorry for making you all wait beyond the timings. I'm
No,
really sorry
No
about
No
it.
problem.
worries.
Really
No
sorry.
worries.
Yeah.
That's
No
fine.
worries, Kalyan.
Yeah.
Yeah.